लिंक शेयर कर देना मुझे एक बार आप.
Yes, ma'am. It's live now.
We are live now.
Yeah, link participants के लिए. Nidhi, I've shared the link with you if you can.
Okay.
Yeah, with the participants.
Nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. A very gracious and inclusive welcome to esteemed chief guest, Professor R.K. Kohli, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Mohali, Punjab. Professor S.P. Agarwal, Principal and TLC Director, Ramanujan College, University of Delhi. Convener of the refresher course, Dr. Tenzin Thakur, Assistant Professor, Department of Environmental Studies, Ramanujan College. My worthy colleagues from the organizing team and the participants who have joined us today all across India. I, Nidhi Mathur, on behalf of Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, graciously welcome you all to the valedictory function of the online 2-week interdisciplinary refresher course on environment and human health, organized by Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, in association with Department of Environmental Studies, Ramanujan College. Named after the great Indian mathematician, Ramanujan College is one of the constituent colleges of University of Delhi. It was established in the year 1958 as an evening college for boys with just 5 programs. For the past decades, the college has been on the path of unprecedented growth. The college has highly qualified, committed, research-oriented, and talented teaching faculty who encourage interdisciplinary and blended learning modes to the teaching learning process through innovation projects, conferences, seminars, talks, and workshops. In pursuit of its vision, discover, empower, transform, building a better world, Ramanujan College is today perceived as one of the best colleges in the country. The college has acquired various prestigious schemes of UGC and Ministry of Education, like the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Center for Knowledge Acquisition and Upgradation of Skilled Human Abilities and Livelihood, the short form for which is Kaushal in the year 2016. Teaching Learning Center under the aegis of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching in the year 2017. The National Resource Center for developing specialized online and MOOC courses for teachers in the disciplines of ethics, human rights, and environment in the year 2018. The Teaching Learning Center is mandated by the Ministry of Education to organize various faculty enrichment programs like FDPs, Induction Orientation Program, specific and interdisciplinary refresher courses, conferences, workshops, through both offline and online modes. These programs are based on an in-depth subject knowledge, quantitative and qualitative research methodologies, and on an interdisciplinary approach, as is envisaged in the National Education Policy 2020. The Teaching Learning Center of Ramanujan College has been set up with the aim of reaching the unreached teachers in terms of regional diversity and geographically remote areas of the country. It has successfully conducted more than 100 learner-centric programs since the year 2017 and has trained more than 150,000 teachers across the country in discipline-specific and interdisciplinary refresher courses and various other faculty enrichment programs. Ramanujan College is a pioneer in offering offline as well as online courses for faculty members of higher education institutions and research scholars through the customized learning management system designed by the college's own research development and services cell. It is predominantly participant friendly and incorporates evaluation methods and comprehensive feedback systems to judge learning outcomes. The LMS is hosted on the private cloud with high scalability and reliability. Our college has its own private cloud to host the servers for research and data analysis. The blockchain technology is utilized and there is an inclusion of barcode, blockchain hash on the certificates, which provides authenticity and verifiability of the issued certificates by the Teaching Learning Center of Ramanujan College. With the, as rightly said by Jane Goodall, you cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. With this thought, this online 2-week refresher course on the theme of environment and human health was developed so that teachers from different disciplines learn and understand the implications of anthropogenic activities on environment and human health. At the same time, it is also pertinent to realize the human potential to protect our species from the impact of ecological and environmental risks. In the current environmental conditions, this course proved to be highly beneficial not just for one's health, but also for the health of those around you. To take this forward and explain the different types of proceedings of this refresher course, I now request Dr. Tenzin Thakur, convener of this refresher course, to give a brief presentation regarding the proceedings of this entire event. Over to you, Dr. Tenzin.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. I'll just share my screen for the PPT. Is my share visible?
Yeah.
Sorry, the slide. Yeah, okay.
It's visible. You can, press F4.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. A very warm welcome to Professor R.K. Kohli for joining us today in this valedictory session, and a very warm morning to our principal, Professor S.P. Agrawal sir, all the participants who've joined us across the subcontinent. We organized this 2-week online interdisciplinary refresher course on environment and human health under the Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, University of Delhi, and under the aegis of Ministry of Education, under the scheme of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, National Mission on Teachers and Teaching. So here is a brief, not able to. Is my slide changing?
No.
It's not changed.
It's not.
No. Nidhi, guide karo.
Okay, now?
You can, close this and then share again.
Okay, fine.
Now it is changing.
Yes. It's fine now. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay, it's changing now. Fine. So I'm going to take you all through the very design of the course that we are running in the college for the refresher courses and other faculty development programs. So this is the 4-quadrant approach that has been given to all the teaching learning centers by the Ministry of Education, which we are very stringently following. Quadrant 1, of course, is about the e-tutorial. where of course we have all the videos, the audio content, animation videos if we have, or virtual labs if it is a workshop. And then we have the quadrant 2, which has the the ebooks or the e-links or the text or self-instruction material given by the speakers and various case studies given on the various topics. Then we have quadrant 3, which talks about the web resources. So along with the session, the live sessions or the recorded sessions the speakers take on, we also provide them with supplementary reading. The links are provided with the speakers themselves, related links or the glossary or the open content wherever it is available on the internet, so that people who have joined us from far-flung areas also, they are able to have a good access to the resources. Then we have the quadrant 4, which is for the self-assessment, because of course after the entire session that has been conducted, of course we want the participants to be able to assess their learning. So for that, of course, we have multiple choice-based questions, we have quizzes, we have assignments. The assignments are completely purely based on the sessions that have been conducted, and also for various numerical and other cases, we have solution-based assignments also. And also for the assessment, for our assessment, we also conduct these online feedback and discussion forums. And also we have these frequently asked questions, so that it is easy for our connection between the participants as well. So these are the 4 quadrants that we are very stringently following. These are the distinguished resource persons who joined us through our 2 weeks online refresher course.
Changing again, you go to slide number 3, because still it is 2.
Okay.
You changed it to 3. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, it's not changing.
Yeah, now it is changing. You just press down and it is changing. It is okay now. Yeah.
Right, sir. Okay, so it's is this visible, slide 3?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes, yes. Perfect. Perfect. Go ahead.
So these are the distinguished resource persons joined us from different organizations, from research organizations, from of course from educational institutes also, and from Ministry of Skill and Development Entrepreneurship. So we had a very diverse group of resource persons in our course. So this is the thematics and the course design. So we decided to have 4 themes for our course design. Environmentalism.
Again change it to number 4.
You need to manually change.
Manually change karte rahiye aap.
Okay, so manually change ho raha hai. I think I'll keep it like this. It is visible.
No, it is.
Yes,
it is
visible now. It is visible.
It's visible.
Your thematic areas.
All right. Yes, sir. So
but
we have the
number 4, but it's okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So we have the thematics in the course design. So we decided to divide our 2 weeks refresher course into 5 sections so that we can cover the areas. The first was environmentalism, under which we had these 2 courses, ecofeminism and role of environmental movements in India in achieving the goals of sustainable development. Then the second theme was ecology and biodiversity, with climate change, ecosystem, biodiversity, zoonosis, and human health being discussed. The third layer was natural resources and environmental pollution, where we talked about how unsustainable consumption of natural resources have an impact on environment, and how then it has a vice versa impact on the human health as well, and how climate change is affecting the coastal ecosystems and people living in the coastal areas. Also then current perspectives on the state of environment with special reference to air was also talked about. And then the fourth area was environmentalism. Okay, I think there is a problem here. So there was then another was sustainable development, where we talked about the origin and the evolution of sustainable development. Last we talked about environmental management, which talked about the application of statistics, application of remote sensing, application of GIS on environmental management, and environmental impact assessment was also discussed. So these are the program highlights, where of course we conducted live sessions. including the inaugural, the valedictory, and a couple of resource persons sessions were also live. Then we of course had pre-recorded lectures, which were of course delivered by the MOOCs platform. We've got the learning management system. I think Ms. Nidhi spoke about the LMS system as well. And the use of media, of course, YouTube, this very session is being conducted live right now. And we also were connected to the participants through Telegram and WhatsApp groups as well. Taking this program highlights further, just a brief information about how many figures that we had related to the previous slide. So number of registered participants for this course of 598, we had 2 live sessions. Pre-recorded sessions were 10. We had total videos of 55. There were 12 discussion forums on 12 different sessions that were conducted, 12 quizzes based on those sessions. We had 1 final survey, and then feedback forms, 13 feedback forms, and feedback responses that we received of 579 out of 598. I think that's a very good number. Advantages, of course, of such an online refresher course, it's very well, individuality based. So it's very flexible, it's versatile, it's very convenient for everyone to take these courses, after their classes are conducted. So it's easy for them. Then audience, of course, because it is online. So with, of course, the internet connectivity reaching to far-flung areas, our geographical reach has automatically increased. So even from remotest of the areas, people are able to connect with us and, of course, learn whatever they can through this MOOCs channel. And inexpensive, of course, because the travel and the other logistics gets reduced. So there's, as environmental friendly institute also, I think this becomes a very important point here where we are trying to reduce the impact on the resources and cut down on the cost and expenses. Self-monitoring, of course, as I mentioned about the self-assessment methods that we have, quizzes and assignments. So it helps the participants. Community building, there is a discussion forum on the portal for the refresher course where the participants can discuss on the given specific session. Inclusion of technology in teaching learning, relevant and need of the hour, because I think technology is a pillar, a very strong pillar in teaching learning today. And with technology, we can reach multiple people at the same time. And of course, it is also a very important tool today in teaching the students. Now we go ahead with some figures and statistics based on our feedback. So we've asked our participants about their experiences. So here they are. First is the functioning of LMS. So more than 99% of the participants feel that functionality wise, this learning management system was excellent and very good. Yeah. So since it's an in-house curated system, so I think we are very proud of that. Was LMS user-friendly? Yes, more than 98% of the participants feel that the LMS was very much user-friendly. Average hours spent per day on the program by the participants, more than 80% of the participants, they spent 3 to 5 hours. So I think it's a good feedback for us that how much learning and new experiences they were doing apart from taking classes. Rating of the sessions, more than 97% of the participants rated the sessions to be excellent or very good. And we've asked them that would you prefer more of such sessions? So more than 80% of the participants would prefer to watch more sessions in the program in the future as well. Rating of the overall content quality, 97% of the participants rated the quality of the content excellent or very good. Rating of quality of the resource person, this is important. So 97% of the participants rated the quality of the resource person to be excellent and very good. Overall knowledge addition, I think this is what we look for. So before the participants, they joined us, and after they left, so you can see the 95% of the participants stated that there was an excellent or very good knowledge addition of the topics after attending the program. And many of them have also given us the feedback that the content that was delivered in the session, they were very much able to take it to the classes and give that information to their students as well. Would you recommend your friends and colleagues to join future programs conducted by the college? So approximately 99% of the participants said yes, that we would like to recommend this to the peers and other colleagues and friends for such programs conducted by our college. So thank you so much. This was all from my side.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tenzin, for giving us a detailed layout of the refresher course. Ramanujan College, under the stewardship of our principal, Professor S.P. Agarwal, has conducted innumerable faculty enrichment programs through the Teaching Learning Center, thus imparting training to more than 150,000 teachers. I now take this immense pleasure to invite Professor S.P. Agarwal, sir, Principal, Ramanujan College and Director, Teaching Learning Center, to welcome our esteemed dignitary and also encourage our participants with his words of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Nidhi. Good morning to one and all present in this valedictory session this morning. I think we had a very good report from Dr. Tenzin Thakur, what transpired in the last 2 weeks. Our chief guest today, none other than Professor R.K. Kohli, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Mohali, Punjab. We welcome you, sir, on this valedictory session to this program. And I'm sure we would like to listen, rather all participants would like to listen to you on your expert knowledge in this area. My other colleagues who are party to this, 2-week FTP and the participants. Once again, I welcome you on behalf of Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, University of Delhi. As my colleagues have shared with you, see, these programs which we conduct under Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission for Teachers and Teaching, our objective is very clear, that we should be able to reach everyone. And I think the technology during the COVID times, though we have been making efforts earlier also through various means, but the COVID forced our team to go online. And I think the power of technology was so much that even in programs, we could, handle 10,000 teachers at a time. And even in this, you can see 600 teachers. So, that is how we could, reach to 150,000 teachers. So this is a very, very important, and I'm really proud and thankful to my team who has developed on EDX portal, which is as comparable to any of the universities in the world. And we have our own private cloud to host all these programs. So this is something which is very, very important for educational institutions to think about it. Now, as regards this topic, environment and human health, which is, very contemporary. Today, the main problem is of environment and human health, whether it is COVID, whether it is any other viral infection, or whether any disease you name today is basically partly responsible our environment. And who is responsible to pollute this environment? We ourselves are. So now, the responsibility of educational institutions is much more. Responsibility of our young minds, teachers, is tremendous, that we must educate the masses in order to correct this situation, because no government can really take care of every problem with respect to the environment. Now, I always believe in giving the examples, like you see the war between Russia and Ukraine. You see any war, how much the pollution is being damaged. See the devastation happened. See the amount of pollution, dust, which happens with this, and which is again man created. There is nothing, it is not a natural calamity. It is man created. Similarly, you are hearing these days in the news, 2 towers has to be demolished in Noida by the order of the Supreme Court. Now, every day testing is going on, how to demolish them. And you will be, very surprised to know that how much dust and pollution it will bring once it is demolished, and the debris which will to be removed from that site. Now, these kind of, unnatural things can always be taken care of by the right kind of decision. I'm not saying that decision of the Supreme Court is wrong, or right? That is a different issue. But let us see the impact on the environment. That is very, very important. Today itself, otherwise, on NDTV, I was watching a news, that there is something like Japanese technology, and it is known as Milwaukee plantations, and it's a mini forestry. And I was surprised to see that, I have seen this in one of the industries in Hapur, and they have grown it. And I requested, because the industrialist is our friend, I requested him to do it in our college. And we were, thinking about it. And today itself, I saw the news that they have done in Ghaziabad this kind of forestry. So these kind of innovative ideas we must share with the students, because if we started from our own homes, if we started from our own educational institutions, if we can start it from our own factories, businesses, I think things will be much, much better for the upcoming population or upcoming race. So this is very, very important. And as I told you, that the responsibility of educational institutions is much higher, much higher, and we should take up this responsibility. You can see in North India how much heat waves are going on. Professor Kohli is in Punjab, I'm in Haryana, and some of you must be in Delhi, and some of you in different parts of the country. But see the situation, what is happening over the period. Things are getting worsened, and we are not thinking about it. Earlier, the pollution was a problem in 1 or 2 months in a year. Now it is a throughout the year. Still, in Delhi or Haryana or Punjab, the pollution levels are at much higher risk level, 398 or something like that, which is beyond, the permissible limits. So think about it, because as an environmentalist, as an educationist, as a scientist, all of you must think and see what we are doing with our environment. And we have to take corrective steps now if we have to save ourselves. So with this, once again, I welcome and thanks Professor Kohli for joining us this morning. Thank you very much. Over to Nidhi.
Thank you so much, sir. Today, we are extremely privileged to have with us Professor R.K. Kohli, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Mohali, Punjab. Sir is a recipient of several state and national awards and is the former Vice Chancellor of Central University of Punjab. He pursued his postdoctoral UNESCO WHO-sponsored long-term program on modern problems in biology at Praha. Sir has been decorated consecutively for 3 terms of 5 years each as Certified Emeritus Senior Ecologist, the highest global accreditation. He has chaired several NAC accreditation teams for evaluating universities and colleges. Professor Kohli is a member of the Project Appraisal Committees, Plant Sciences of DST, CSIR, UGC, and MOEF and CC New Delhi, and is also on the Research Advisory Board of the National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow, as well as on the governing body of the IIM, Amritsar. Sir had been the chairman, State Expert Appraisal Committee for Environmental Clearance, EAC for Chandigarh, and is now a member of the EAC for River Valley and Hydroelectric Projects, New Delhi. Sir also holds a rare distinction of being a fellow of all the 4 official national science academics. He is J.C. Bose National Fellow of Government of India, the highest paid national recognition to any active scientist in India. He was conferred with the first Haryana Vigyan Ratna Award by the government of Haryana in 2009, apart from the Punjab Ratan Award in 2008. The government of UT Chandigarh bestowed upon him the state honor for his research and teaching in environment on the Independence Day 1998. Sir had been also the recipient of Dr. B.P. Pal National Environment Fellowship, the highest award of the Union Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change in the year 2001. We are extremely grateful to you for accepting our invite, sir. I now request you to give your presidential address. Over to you now.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi. My very good day wishes to Principal Agarwal, convener of the program, Dr. Tenzing, Nidhi, the coordinator, and colleagues of the Department of Environment of Ramanujan College. And of course, dear participants and the organizers. Thanks for your invitation to join you in the valedictory event of the refresher course on environment and human health. Indeed, it is a very wide and very extremely important topic. Such topics, I believe, must be taken up. You know, on this issue, I was thinking that there are two mutually inclusive paths of looking at the problem associated with the impact of environment on human health. When Dr. Tenzing was reading the proceedings of the course, I found that only the problems most likely must have been dealt with. Whenever I visit these meetings, I find that people do not touch, or adequately touch, I should say rather, the solutions of these problems. See, doable solutions are more important than recognizing only the problems. In my opinion, there are two types of issues. One, which the organizing committee has probably discussed. These are not under our control. Principal Agarwal rightly touched a bit what I am thinking. You know, these stratospheric ozone depletion, climate change, pollution of the air, water, sound, pesticides on food. These are not under the control of R.K. Kohli or Principal Agarwal or Dr. Tenzing. The other aspect of the issue is what is under our control. You know, the type of food we are eating, cosmetics we are using, dyeing our hair, smoking, everything, whatsoever we do is based on chemicals. Have you ever thought of how much we are polluting ourselves? You know, by nature, I believe that man is used to accuse others rather than, self-introspecting. About 80% of our lives we spend in our own homes or office, I mean to say indoors. We always say your truck is going and so much pollution the truck is creating. Little realizing that we ourselves are polluting ourselves. I would like to fill this gap between the pollution or the deterioration the environment is getting experienced to on account of majority of the public, and on the other hand, a single individual, which I am doing at home or in my office or in my factory or college, school, wherever I am. See, we need to learn how to save ourselves from the pollution which we accuse others to be doing. And in my opinion, the risk of the toxic environment depends on three factors. One, the probability of the pollutant or the chemical by way of which we can be affected. Second is our genetic makeup. There are two, the impacts of one on the other. So both these are important. We cannot sidetrack the pollutant or sidetrack the human race. Both are important. And third, added to it is the environment. When we talk of environment, it is a combination of two things, multiplication of two things. Dose of the pollutant and the exposure time to the toxic substances or the pollutant, you can call it. My guide from Delhi, his son, he shifted from Delhi to Chandigarh simply because he said that I am allergic to the pollutants of the Delhi roads, vehicular pollutants. Realizing that Chandigarh is relatively better, he shifted with his bag and baggage, the whole family, to Chandigarh. It means the exposure time there in Delhi was more. Day and night, they are inhaling all those pollutants. So the dose and the period of exposure, both are equally contributing factors, and both are multiplying effect. We have to look into the risk to benefit ratio, the way Dr. Tenzin was referring to, the analysis, risk analysis. To explain this, what I am trying to say is, whenever we are using certain chemical substances on our body, or whenever we are eating a type of food, we have to be careful that a person, for example, a person who is smoking, if is a chain smoker, the impact is going to be more. If it is an occasional, or drinking is occasional, or applying mosquito repellent on the body is occasional, the dose is, it means, very less. One can take care, it is okay. If you are using nail polish, daily you are using nail polish, daily you are removing nail polish, it means the acetone with which you are trying to dissolve this, acetone is a solvent which is miscible with water, and you find a white skin around the nail, whitening of the skin. It means the acetone has been absorbed. It is an organic chemical. Chemistry people, they know it much better. So if you are to use it and then remove it, remove it daily according to the color of your dress, you have to assess whether I change the color of the nail polish according to the dress, or I change the dress according to the color of the nail polish. You have to assess whether I use mosquito repellent daily or occasionally, or I should wear full sleeve shirt and sleep with fan, fast moving fan, or I should use this mosquito net. We have to assess. If it is a period of dengue or this malaria, all right, doesn't matter. Occasionally I can use it. Or living in the downtown, I suggested my guide, his son, that you are living in an area, R.K. Puram, this Rajouri Garden, which is highly, the population density is more and the traffic density is more. You can move to the outskirts. If the whole family is a bread earning family, then they can't go and go out on the outskirts because daily they have to come and go. So we have to assess what is more beneficial. Adding preservative to the food is important because these preservatives, sodium benzoate or citrate, these we don't need. Occasionally it is all right. Sometimes we can eat the preserved food. You know, some substances are so bad, so toxic, like benzene. Even little dose of it will be harmful. So we have to assess. On the other hand, lead. We are daily in the vicinity of lead. So daily addition of these lead in our body will make our bones brittle. We will fall first. So the bone will break first and then we will fall. Otherwise, it should break on falling. See, when I say that our genetic makeup, when I talk about probability, this first step I have touched upon, then the genetic makeup, you know, each one of us is not equally resistant or sensitive to these toxins. And I think since this TLC is for training the teachers, and teachers must be aware of the 5 basic principles of toxicity. It depends on genetic constitution or on body weight. You know, whenever we go to a doctor for getting medicine, getting prescribed the medicines, he asks for the body weight. To a small child, the same thing can be toxic, or to the adult, it may be good. The way I say about stage, why do we say that pregnant mothers should be given everything healthy? No, not even little of toxicity. Not even in the vicinity of passive smokers. Simply because the cell of the child in the, growing in the womb of the mother is in a stage of division. Little dose can make impact. So dose and you know, if we are doing everything wrong, using lots of chemicals on our body, scent भी लगाते हैं और cosmetics भी लगाते हैं और everything, smoking भी करते हैं, दारू भी पीते हैं. You know, some people are of the, you know, opinion, life is one, enjoy it, live it. कुछ नहीं होता, जो होगा देखा जाएगा. That way, if we are doing all those things, then rest assured, irrespective wherever you go in a good environment, you are bound to get impacted. You know, then the food that we eat, we have to be careful. You know, polished food or, you know, food shiners, chamakti hui dal hum khareedte hain. These are all, you know, touched with you know, do you know this kali dal, this maa ki dal, how it is, you know, shiners, how do it? They put it in a, you know, this drum, and they rotate it after adding a spoonful of black shoe polish. Shoe polish is added and it is, you know, rotated with the friction, the little of it is. And this dal, chane ki dal, simple paraffin wax that is added and as a shiner. You know, we have to save ourselves. We talk of pollution created by the vehicles or others. We have to look into this and the synthetic food that we take, or, you know, synthetic colors. Ye halwaiyon se, whatsoever we purchase, very shining colors. These colors are synthetic. These are all azo dyes. Of course, they are cheap. That is why they use it. Long shelf life, bright and variety of colors. We have to look into ourselves. And then, you know, face paints. ये colleges में तो students are used to and teachers they encourage and we give awards. You know, face paint करते हैं और किससे करते हैं? You know, the best bright colors. And these bright colors are dissolved in what? It is not water soluble. Had these been water soluble, with the sweat, they will spread. They are organic solvents. Even benzene, xylene, toluene, they all contain lead. और हम किससे करवा रहे हैं? उन मासूम बच्चों से, जिन बच्चों को पता नहीं है. They have soft skin. And all these chemicals, they are getting absorbed. And look at the industry. Industry is trying to prepare, nano talcum powder. These nanoparticles of the talcum powder, they get inside the skin. The pores in the skin, they get clogged. So these things we need to, and the solutions, I am coming to it now in very brief. If I am exceeding my limits, just let me know. I'll stop after a minute or so. We need to have good nutritive food, which should be full of fibers, minerals, vitamins. Sugar is not bad, except for those who are diabetic. Diabetic also, there is a controversy going on that how much should be the right sugar level in the blood. So I don't say that doctors are wrong. They are also right. But if we are exercising, the diabetes can be kept at bay. The sugar enhances the absorption of minerals. Vitamin C retards the absorption of benzene or these chemicals, dangerous chemicals. जब ये COVID हुआ था, why everybody used to say, "Can you take pop in vitamin C?" नींबू बढ़ गए, सब चीजें vitamin C की महंगी हो गई. Because vitamin C जो है, ये रिटार्ड करती है टॉक्सिन्स की एब्जॉर्प्शन. Vitamin B and C, ये जितना मर्जी आपके अंदर चला जाए, no problem, because these are water soluble. A, D, E, and K should be in limits because these are lipid soluble. Then we should not use, these pesticides, spray of pesticides in the rooms or offices. हम तो ये भी देखते हैं कि कई टीचर्स हमारे, वो जी एंट्स हैं, चींटियां होती हैं, उनको भगाने के लिए बेगोन स्प्रे छिड़क रहे हैं, कोई और स्प्रे छिड़क रहे हैं. इट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. चींटियों का जो सोर्स है ऑफ कमिंग टू योर रूम्स, यू प्लग दैट सोर्स. यू नींबू पानी पियो, अपना नींबू का छिलका वहां रख दो. These चींटियां will go. You don't have to do anything. And then plug that with किसी भी मटेरियल से प्लग कर दो उस बोरी को. Likewise, cockroaches, हमें कोई स्प्रे करने की जरूरत नहीं है. एडवर्टीजमेंट देखते हैं, हमें लगता है आसान काम है, लिया स्प्रेयर और स्प्रे कर दिया. Those volatile organic compounds you are also inhaling, and why are you then saying कि जी प्रॉब्लम बहुत है, पोल्यूशन बहुत है, हमें चीज प्योर मिलती नहीं, हम प्योर रखना नहीं चाहते. द बेस्ट इज बोरिक एसिड ले लीजिए, बहुत सस्ता मिलता है, आपके कॉलेज की केमिस्ट्री लैब में होगा बोरिक एसिड. बोरिक एसिड में थोड़ा सा आटा डालो, थोड़ा सा चीनी पीस के डाल दो, वो भी ना डालो कोई बात नहीं, उसके ऊपर थोड़ा सा छट्टा मारो पानी का, छोटे छोटे ग्लोब्यूल बन जाएंगे. रात को स्प्रेड न्यूज़पेपर इन योर किचन एंड वो बोरिक एसिड वहां डला हुआ. स्विच ऑफ द लाइट, cockroaches are nocturnal, cockroaches would come, eat that bait of boric acid. Morning you will find many of the cockroaches lying on the floor, उल्टे गिरे होंगे, because boric acid जिनके पास vertebral column है, उनको अफेक्ट नहीं करता. It affects those who are without vertebral column. और कुछ नहीं आप करना ना, तो रात को सोने से पहले जो ड्रेन है किचन की, उसके ऊपर कोई लकड़ी का फट्टा या कोई चीज रख दो जिससे कॉकरोचेस आ ना सके. एंश्योर कि वो छोटी छोटी जगह में से भी आ जाते हैं. अगर आप ऐसा कर सकते हो, मैंने क्या किया शुरू में, in my own home. I took naphthalene ball. Naphthalene ball को एक जो पिन होता है ना, क्लिप पिन जो ऐसे लगाते हैं, क्लिप पिन को अनलॉक किया, उसका एक हुक बनाया, हुक की जो लंबी डंडी थी उसको नेफ्लिन बॉल को टच किया, उसके साथ स्टिक कर जाती है। हुक का दूसरा सिरा ड्रेन पाइप की जो ऊपर जो जाली है, जाली के ऊपर हैंग कर दिया, बिकॉज नेफ्लिन बॉल इफ आई पुट इन द ड्रेन वो वाटर प्रेशर से निकल जाएगा, सो दैट दिस कैन नॉट गो आउट। सो आई डिड इट कि भाई जाए पड़ोसियों के जाए, जहां मर्जी जाए, कॉकरोचेस मेरे यहाँ नहीं आएंगे। आजकल कॉकरोच ट्रैप भी मिलता है। कॉकरोच ट्रैप में कई बार थोड़ी स्मेल आनी शुरू हो जाती है क्योंकि पानी स्टेगनेंट रह जाता है, और इवन बाहर भी जहां पर ड्रेन है वहां पर भी आप कॉकरोच ट्रैप लगा सकते हो। You know, what I am trying to say is that these little things can save you from these polluting substances or toxic substances. Housefly के लिए हमें कोई जरूरत नहीं है उसको मारने की। अंधेरा कमरा करो, थोड़ी सी रास्ता छोड़ो दरवाजे में से, शू देम ऑफ, और टेक येलो पेपर, हनी थोड़ा सा येलो पेपर पे लगाओ, उसको गत्ते के साथ चिपका दो, पेपर को लटका दो, सारी मक्खियां वहां आके चिपक जाएंगी, उठा के फेंक दो। These are the little bits, little solutions. ऐसे सिल्वर फिश के लिए वार्डरोब्स के अंदर यू पुट बोरिक एसिड। बोरिक एसिड डजंट हार्म अस। बोरिक एसिड को इवन आंखों में भी डालते हैं। सो these things are important. मॉस्किटो नेट के लिए UVA बल्ब ले लो, टर्मिनेटर ले लो, एंड ट्राई, यू नो, ये जो बाल होते हैं ना ग्रे, ये डिस्कलरेशन इज बिकॉज ऑफ द क्लोरिनेटेड वाटर। जो म्युनिसिपल कमेटी इन योर दिल्ली और इन वेयरएवर सिटी यू आर फ्रॉम, दे ऐड क्लोरीन टैबलेट्स into the water tanks so that this gets disinfected from the E. coli or other microorganisms. So ये जो, and they add it more than the permissible limit, so that till the end of the end user till the end, उस तक ये पहुंच जाए। When you take water for drinking, उसमें colors मतलब white सा हो जाता है, turbid, allow it to stay for some time and then drink it. और नहाने के लिए don't use the tap, fresh water की tap, take it in bucket, take bath, or in your own tank use that water. Then likewise fluoridated toothpaste, use different brands. Then, you know, highly spicy food you need to avoid. मैं वो टिप्स दे रहा हूँ आपको, which are good, otherwise ये लेक्चर लंबा हो जाता है। सिंपल टिप्स। फ्राइड एंड रीफ्राइड ऑयल में तला हुआ चीज मत खाओ। पकौड़े खाते हैं हम, ब्रेड पकौड़े कैंटीन में जितने देते हैं वो सब, you know, long chain fatty acids, they get broken into small pieces and these impact us on a constant irritation to the gut, और इस हमें फिर एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स लेने पड़ते हैं। You know, free radicals are not good. You know all this. And whenever you are to eat something, कोई, you know, banana लेना है, बैंगन लेना है, whatsoever you buy in terms of vegetables or fruits, take the intensely dense food, means intense color food. More dense the color, more the antioxidants, and these antioxidants will save you from these pollutants. So like this, you know, you should not be eating salad in the restaurant. Wherever there is a, you know, large cooking, their hygiene is always compromised. Take care of these things. So I think, and holi kheli hogi ab aapne, you know, these gulal which we are using, what are we doing? You know, try to assess ourselves. किसको लगा रहे हैं? अपने दोस्तों को। वो दोस्त जिनको हमने बाद में हॉस्पिटल लेके हम ही नहीं जाना, और उसको भी हम लगाते हैं अंदर तक जाए, तो कोशिश करते हैं कि वैसा रंग लें जो उतरे ना। यू नो, लुक एट इट। किसी का फेस को टी शेप करना and we enjoy it. Look into these aspects, and I don't think that I need to say more on this, except for one more thing, which I think many of our friends, young teachers and maybe senior students, especially ladies, using a lot of cosmetics. Be careful. You know, most of these cosmetics, they have hydroquinone and ethylene glycol. पता है ethylene glycol क्या चीज है? This is a brake oil. हमारी जो कारों में brake oil डालते हैं, it doesn't get frozen even during very low temperature. इसीलिए इसको उसमें डालते हैं, और ये जो creams होती हैं हमारी, we add this ethylene glycol in these creams because these otherwise will get solidified, especially during winters. And during winters, you use more of these creams. Be very careful. At the later stages of your lives, you know, these are known to cause blurred vision. Reflective movements, they get slowed. Rapid muscle twitching, fatigue, and later on, then the hormonal imbalance. Then beard aani shuru ho jati hai in ladies. So be careful. So with these words, I think I have taken maybe more time. Good luck to you, and thanks for inviting me. I hope each one of us will be careful. Instead of accusing others, we should think about ourselves. Of course, I don't say that we should not accuse or we should not guide others. We must. Awareness is important. But I think we have already crossed that stage of awareness. Now is a stage of action. And action we cannot do without training the politicians and the judiciary. I did give lectures to the judges of high courts and lower courts, and many a times even to the politicians, because they need to take care of this. And you know, in any of these elections, you might never have heard any political party saying that I will give you clean environment. Nobody has ever said. So with these words, thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Kohli. It was really a scientific knowledge and very small things which are important in our day-to-day life. And that is what I was talking about, that responsibility of our scientists, our teachers, our students has much more. We have to start it from our own homes. That is important. We have to start it from our own campuses, how to conserve water, how to conserve energy, how to protect our environment. So all these initiatives are extremely important for our day-to-day lives. So thank you very much, sir. And I'm sure our participants will be benefited by your talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We move ahead, and there are a few participants who would like to share their live feedback with all of us. First and foremost, may I request Dr. Thyagarajan Raman to share his live feedback. Dr. Oh. Yes, Dr. Raman.
Am I audible, madam?
Yeah, you're audible.
Respected Chief Guest, sir, Principal, sir, resource persons, staff at Ramanujam College, and all my dear friends. Good morning to all. My name is Thyagarajan, and I am working as Assistant Professor in Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda College in Chennai, and I teach in zoology. I would like to first thank Ramanujan College for giving me this opportunity. This is my second refresher course, and it was one of the best experiences that I have had. The course content was very flexible, as a lot of my friends have also pointed out, which has enabled us to fulfill all the criteria while simultaneously also taking care of our teaching work at the college. The course topics that were selected were all very informative, and I personally learnt a lot from all these sessions. The resource persons were very experienced, and the way they explained the content on the platform was very useful. The quiz, especially after the sessions, were also very carefully designed to know how much each of us have learned, and attending those were also quite challenging. The easy access to all the course content by all the speakers at any time during the day was very useful, as we could repeatedly listen to those lectures and clarify our doubts. The online platform on which the course was conducted was very user friendly and interactive, and we never had any issues with that. Really, I've had a very fantastic 15 days of refresher course, and it was a great learning experience. I thank the team at Ramanujan College for such a wonderful refresher course, and I'm sure to apply for more such programs in the future also. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tyagarajan. Next, we have with us Dr. Mahima Gupta. Dr. Mahima?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to all. Myself, Dr. Mahima Gupta from SD Government College, Byawar, Rajasthan. First of all, I would like to thank to Ramanujan College for selecting me and providing me this opportunity to be a part of this nice program. The course schedule, I like the course schedule very much. The course schedule is arranged in this manner that anybody can easily attend this without any interruption in their daily routine. The videos can be watched any time in the whole day, and also the quizzes can be also attempted at any time. So it is very convenient for me and all of us. A very special thanks to Dr. Nidhi Mathur and to Dr. Tenzin Thakur to arrange such a nice program. I'm so glad to be a part of this nice program. The topics and the content of this program was very much fruitful and knowledgeable. The topics covered in this program like sustainable development, global economic trends, ecofeminism, unequal distribution and consumption of natural resources, global warming and its impacts on our health, environmental impact assessment, remote sensing, etc. are very relevant and easily understandable for each and every participant, whether he is from any stream. And a very special thanks for including a topic, statistics in environmental issues, as I am from accounting. So hats off to the whole team to organize such a great event and knowledgeable session. It is my pleasure to be a part of this program. This was such a great event. I would like to attend more programs with Ramanujan College in near future, and would also recommend to my colleagues to get registered for such types of program. Really, this program was very knowledgeable. This increased my knowledge to a great extent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Lastly, I would request Dr. Chandan Sharma to share his feedback. Dr. Chandan?
यार सबसे पहले आदरणीय प्रिंसिपल सर, रामानुजन कॉलेज दिल्ली, सभी फैकल्टी सर, मैं डॉक्टर चंदनबल शर्मा गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज टोडा भीम से हूँ, राजस्थान की धरती से हूँ, और मैं इस ऑर्गेनाइज कमेटी के लिए एक शेर अर्ज करना चाहता हूँ कि बांसुरी जैसा मन हो गया, बांसुरी जैसा मन हो गया, मोर के पंखों जैसा तन हो गया, बांसुरी जैसा मन हो गया, मोर के पंखों जैसा तन हो गया। हे रामानुज कॉलेज के महानुभाव, जब से हम रिफ्रेशर कोर्स में आपसे मिले हैं, हमारा रोम रोम वृंदावन हो गया, हमारा रोम रोम वृंदावन हो गया। इस कोर्स में हमने बड़ी आनंद पूर्वक, रुचि पूर्वक, समयानुसार अपना पूर्ण मनोयोग से रिफ्रेशर कोर्स को संपन्न किया। इसमें सभी फैकल्टी मेंबर्स ने बहुत ही अच्छे लेक्चर्स हमें दिए, जिनमें वातावरण, मानव स्वास्थ्य, पॉल्यूशन, इंडोर पॉल्यूशन, आउटडोर पॉल्यूशन, क्लाइमेट चेंज, जीआईएस, रिमोट सेंसिंग, इन सब पे बहुत ही गंभीरता से और रुचिकर सब्जेक्ट को हमारे बीच रखा। इससे हमने बहुत ही तालीमता से किया, और साथ में जो क्विज थे वो भी बहुत ऑर्गेनाइज थे, असेसमेंट वो भी बहुत ही ऑर्गेनाइज थे। हम सब इसको पाकर के बहुत ही कृतार्थ हुए। ये मेरा चौथा रिफ्रेशर कोर्स है। इसे हमने बहुत ही आनंद पूर्वक ग्रहण किया और मैं रामानुजन कॉलेज का सभी साथियों की ओर से धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूं।
Thank you so much, sir. We successfully come to the end of the valedictory session of this 2-week refresher course in environment and human health. I now take this responsibility to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, at the outset, I would like to extend my gratitude to our chief guest for today, Professor Rakesh Kohli sir, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Mohali, Punjab, for gracing the valedictory session with his benign presence and motivating and guiding us with his nitty-gritties as far as the subject is concerned. Heartfelt gratitude to chief guest of the inauguration function, Professor V. Subramanian, Emeritus Professor, School of Environmental Sciences, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi. Many thanks to our resource persons without whom the refresher course would not have been possible. Heartfelt thanks to our principal and TLC director, Professor S.P. Agarwal, who has always been the backbone of every program. We thank you, sir, for your incessant support and guidance right from the conceptualization till the execution of the program. The brain behind conceptualization of this refresher course was Dr. Tenzin Thakur, the convener, and it is definitely a proud moment for her to witness its seamless execution. A big thanks to the organizing team members comprising of Dr. Shraddha Avasti, Ms. Charvi Kapoor, Ms. Jyoti Kushwaha. I would also like to thank Dr. Nikhil Rajput, Mr. Vipin Rathi, and Dr. Ashish Shukla for their constant support and guidance in the overall development of the LMS, compilation of the results, and generation of the certificates. Lastly, a big applaud to our lovely audience, participants, and attendees, without whom this refresher course would not have been possible. I am sorry if I have missed out someone, but on behalf of Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, a heartfelt gratitude to all those who contributed in the successful completion of this refresher course. Thank you. Before we end, an important announcement for the participants. The certificates will take at least 15 to 20 working days for the generation, and the link to download the certificates will be shared in the respective Telegram groups. So thank you all for your precious time, and we will meet sometime very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Nidhi, thank you so much, Professor Kohli. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you all the participants who joined us for the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you.